Welcome to the Tech City Software Tech channel. I am starting a new series for learning to code for beginners. In this course or a series, what we'll see is for whom this course is actually. This is for those people who are interested to code but who are not actually professionals. If you are not a professional, if you want to learn how to code, and if you are surprised where to start and how to start, probably this is the right place or right series. This series is the right one. And the people whom this series is intended is for those who are not professionals. The persons could be like a high school student or a graduate who is not from computer science, who is totally unrelated to computer science maybe, and who are maybe on doctors or a medicos or a commerce student or totally unconnected people, and those who are hobby people. And for such people this series is very useful. If you're already expert, if you already know the coding, probably this series may not be that useful. Now when you think of coding, you will see so many languages here, many more are there, and definitely the people around will get confused where to start. And keeping things on the present day technology, like these are the present technology, like you have computers, your laptop, your lap tablet, you have a device. Now when you think of coding, and also same time you got this architecture of a client and server, keeping these things in mind, so I have thought of these three combination or these three triplets, what I want to call them as triplets: HTML, CSS and JavaScript are the right choice for the people who are interested to begin coding. When you get a grip of these three, probably you will be able to make applications for computer, laptop, tablet, device, any device for that matter. You will be able to make applications, and your applications will run on any platform, be it Windows, be it Mac, be it Linux, any platform this will run. So that is the reason why I thought of these three triplets as a best place to start learning. Many students, many people do say the C is better or C++, or they are the better places to start learning. Yes, they are the good languages, they are the good languages, but they have got a steep learning curve compared to these three. So for a beginners who are non-professionals, so these are the best choices that I have thought of. Now little bit about this server and the client. The client, the devices which you have seen, are the client for all practical purposes is browser. Actually browsers runs on the computer, desktop, tablet, mobile device, everywhere the browser runs. So the languages which run on the browser are HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So these they are run here. Now JavaScript and HTML, CSS are definitely limited to the browser, but the JavaScript, which was only limited to browser till 2009, but after 2009 it has even come to server now. So if you learn JavaScript, you will be able to make a complete application both for the server as well as the browser based applications. So you start your application will be running on the browser. You send a request to the server, request server, where the software again JavaScript will be running there. It will give back the response. So the full stack development can be done with only these three languages. You need not go for these ones, Java. And I want to tell you, JavaScript and Java are different. They're not same. They're not same. They're different. Java and JavaScript. You did not really think of learning all these three, all this PHP and C# and C++, Objective-C and all this. These things definitely you think of learning once you get these three in grip. Definitely I would suggest go for them, but right now restrict to these three till you get. And the JavaScript is such a flexible language. It is very easy to pick up. So it is the best, easiest language to be learned. And what is this HTML? HTML is a markup languages which gives structure to your user interface. What that text boxes you see, what that buttons and all that, they all come from HTML. And CSS, it beautifies the HTML. It beautifies the HTML. You can give colors and all that. JavaScript, it runs on the browser as well as in the server. So in JavaScript in the browser, it handles the events like click event and submitting data, getting data, all these things, animation, all that JavaScript does. And JavaScript on the browser as well as on the server. This is server JavaScript, that is also called as Node. So keeping these things, these three are the languages we will be learning. Don't get panic. I had to learn 3 languages. They're simple languages. I bet you will be able to pick it up very fast. Now, what all tools you require to start coding? If you know computer, how to navigate to the folders, that much is more than sufficient. Apart from that, definitely you can program in a notepad, simple notepad. You can write a program, save it and start running. This I would suggest that will be very clumsy process. There is a beautiful IDE which has come by Microsoft, that is Visual Studio Code, VS Code, and we'll have to install this software. These two you need to install in your computer, Visual Studio Code as well as Node, to follow this course. Now this one, after installing Node, you can, if you run this command, you'll be installing a simple server in your computer. So your computer behaves both as a server as a client. So you'll be able to write a program in your own computer, one computer only, both can be done. So for this you need to install, you have to run this command in your terminal. So that's about the brief introduction. We'll go switch to browser and we'll learn how to install VS Code. I will write I'll increase the font size, VS Code, Visual Studio Code. I'm going to click this Visual Studio Code, and here download for Windows. Depending upon your operating system, you choose whichever you got, and depending upon whether what you say 32-bit or 64-bit, you download. If your computer is 32-bit, you download 32-bit. I'll increase the size just here. If your computer is 32-bit, install this. If your computer is 64-bit, install this. And if you have got a Mac, you would install this. And for Linux, again there is a 32-bit and Linux. So you'll have to download this. This is basically an instrument or a software where you will be writing your code. It really helps you how to write a code. So it's a very lightweight. I would suggest you download this Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code. This, remember this code, not just Visual Studio. Now, and one more software in which you need to download is Node.js, what people call Node.js. This one, this one Node.js you'll have to install this. By this one you go for recommended, not the latest features. There will be a lot of bug fixes and all that. Recommended ones you download depending upon your computer software, your operating system. You can install it for Linux or Mac and all that. So it is a straightforward process. If you have installed any software, that will be more than very easy. I think so you'll not be having any much difficulty. With this, I am completing the first section. We'll go to the next one, and in next section we'll learn how to start coding.